Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Way the Brush with me, your host, Chris, aka Mini Wargamer Chris, aka The Name Butcher, aka I forgot to move my mic. Hold on, it might get a little loud. Might get a little noisy. I forgot to move my mic. There we go. It's moved. There. So now, Way the Brush. The most informative 120 minutes on the internet, on 120 minutes on the wargaming subject. Man, I've completely lost it already. Way the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet, on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversion, and everything under the sun. If you're a first-time viewer or a long-time viewer, we do a lot of painting talk as well as a lot of what's under the sun. And of course, under meaning that, there's no topics barred. We'll talk about anything and everything. We'll talk about movies, life, whatever. It's anything. Anything's up for grabs. There's no, I wouldn't say there's no taboo subjects, but we definitely try and keep it, pretty family friendly around here. Try anyway. Try as we might, but yeah. So, of course, if you are a first-time viewer, you can always ask your questions to Kris at miniwargaming.com. It's in the description below. Of course, you can always join me on waythebrush.com, which links you to our Discord channel, which has been fantastic. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Facebook's a lot of fun. If you want to post your pictures and comments and what have you there, feel free to do that. And of course, whatever media, and of course, you get access to the t-shirts and such, and the Monkey Shrine, because the Monkey Shrine is really fun. Everybody who's purchased a shirt, I ask them all, send a picture of yourself in your shirt, wherever you may be. At home, at your painting station, at the zoo, who knows, whatever. Getting lunch. But send a picture, because I want to fill up the Monkey Shrine with monkeys, because, this is really all about you guys. I would not do this show if it wasn't for you guys. I wouldn't bother. Wouldn't bother. Just like today. I started a little late today. I was thinking, do I really need to do a show today? I got a bunch of emails, but, yeah, alright, I'll do the show. That's pretty much how my daily process works. I'll just kind of, yeah, alright, I'll do it. And so, yeah. Can't remember where I was going with all this. Oh, yeah, of course. So if you're new, you can ask questions there. And of course, you can always ask your questions if you're attending live. Ask your questions and at Kris, in the chat. And of course, myself or the monkeys will answer your questions. And the monkeys who attend live, are very knowledgeable folk. Longtime viewers, a lot of them know pretty much how I'll respond to most things. And of course, feel free to ask whatever you want. And, there are no, I stand by the belief that there are no dumb questions. And even in this hobby, everybody is at different levels. Some people are just getting into this hobby. Some people have been in the hobby for a few years. Some of the people are maybe even getting out of the hobby. I don't know. But, everybody's at varying levels of the hobby. And so, again, I've answered, many, many, many questions a million times. And I'll answer them a million more times. I'm more than happy to do it. A lot of times, you see on the internet, it just, it's such a venomous place sometimes, somebody asks about how do you do dry brushing and get like 5 responses. You don't know how to do dry brushing? Wow, that's such a noob technique. It's not necessary here. You're not going to get that response here, so at least you better not. Oh, and of course, my patrons. Jeez Louise. And the patrons. Got to thank my patrons because, again, without their support, a lot of these extras, things like that, wouldn't be possible. And so, always big thank you for my patrons. And of course, for anybody who's considering supporting me on Patreon, I only ever charge for Way the Brush episodes. I do other stuff as well. I post other videos, showcase videos, tutorials sometimes, gaming videos, other stuff like that. I don't charge for those. I just charge just for Way the Brush, because, you know, that's where most of the love is anyway. So I figure all the love's coming that way. We'll put all the love back out that way. So that's the way I sees it. So that's the way it's going to happen, like it or not. Speaking of monkeys, we've got Bobo, or no, wait. Yeah, we got Todd, Sitch, good morning, Kris, and fellow monkeys. Ghost Star Deluxe, hey, monkeys. George over on Twitch, hey, ya. Johnny's Chop Shop, good morning, monkeys. Emperor's Champion, good evening from the UK, Kris, good evening. Ebb and Flow, sup, everybody. Sup, Ebb and Flow, Ebb and Flow, Ebb and Flow. Charles Sales, morning monkeys. Ghost Star Deluxe, try and fail to keep it family friendly. Cough, Uncle Ben and Aunt Brew, cough. Oh, last week, yeah, I went on a bit of a rant there. Uncle Ben used to beat Luke. He used to beat him. You could tell. Luke was a beaten kid. If you ever watch A New Hope, yeah, that's why Luke wants to leave so bad, because his uncle's abusing him. And Aunt Beru, she's sitting on the sidelines watching. She's not doing a thing for her nephew. There's not even any blood, right? I mean, like, is there even any blood between Uncle Ben? No, it's just that they're married in. They're cousins or uncle by marriage. So there's no blood there. He's just beating him like a redheaded stepchild, or blonde-headed. Anyway. Matt Hoser, yay! I'm the only Twitch viewer. No, George is in Twitch. I'm special. You are special. Dr. Zantos, Kris, the sharp dressed man bellow, as an AK, yeah, the sharp dressed man. Yeah, that sounds kind of egotistical though. If I came out and said, AKA the sharp dressed man, you know, that sounds like, you know, I'm full of myself, which I'm not publicly. Bobo Cannon, where's the hair? I got it all cut off. It's all gone. It's all gone. Poof. Did it like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. You know, didn't look back. Didn't look back, Jack. And, you know, I feel better. Yeah. Change. Sometimes, you know, we need just a little bit of change in our lives. Just a little bit, you know? Just a little bit. Just keep things interesting just a little bit, you know? And it's hair. It'll grow back, you know? And before I cut it, I mean, like, my hair was getting really frizzy. Even when I was tying it all back, it was still getting really frizzy on me. I don't know what the heck was going on. So I was like, screw this. No, I didn't actually cut it myself. I went to the stylist and they cut my hair. So, but I think I'm due for another one because I'm getting kind of, it's starting to feel like a bit like a rabbit, not a rabbit, a beaver pelt, where it's getting kind of short and spiky. It's already getting to that kind of phase there. So I'm going to have to go for regular haircuts now. It'd been 15 years since I've been a haircut, got my haircut. Now I'm going to have to go like every month, get a haircut. Pain in the ass. George hints, what if we attend Living Dead? We can attend the Living Dead. Gray Death Angel, morning all, morning. Matt Hoser, damn it, let these people in. Bobo, Dr. D. I don't know what's going on there. Kubla Khan, howdy, every bubble. Howdy, Kris. Kris is good so far. I'm here to start this time. Woo, got a question. How do you feel about GW's continuous release of new Imperium models and almost nothing for Xenos? I think it's a biased. GW is biased against Xenos. They have a xenophobia against Xenos, and I think we should all march on GW headquarters. You know, we won't stand for this, and we want our Xenos. And no, I mean, it's understandable. The Space Marines are the poster boys, right? Even though, really realistically, like when you're thinking in like the game terms and the universe and the background of everything, really Imperial Guard should be the main focus. Space Marines, you know, they're myth in the universe, and so there really shouldn't be that many Space Marine armies. Really, there should be more Imperial Guard armies, logically speaking. But it's not logic. This is a game, right? So, yeah, you know, because I mean, like, when you had G.I. Joe, right, you had Cobra, you had Cobra Commander, you had Duke, and you had Cobra Commander, and you fought. You know what I mean? And every good guy needs a bad guy, and every good guy needs a scary bad guy. You know, and in 40K, the humans, which aren't really good guys, but you know, they're close to approximate for what most people could get behind, right? Imperial Guard, Sisters, Space Marines, you know. And then the bad guys being, you know, Tyranids, Necrons, Orcs, you know, Eldar. Eldar are kind of in that middle ground, though. Because, you know, the Imperium will ally with them. And then, of course, you know, fight against them, right? And because you really don't imagine it like, you know, Imperial Guard siding with Orcs going, Orcs, we have a mutual enemy. Let's get them, you know. Orcs, listen to me. We'll get those guys, and you know, we'll win, and you know what I mean. Like you don't see that happening. But Eldar, you know, Eldar's kind of on the fence where they're, you know, they're the bad guy and a good guy, which, you know, is that kind of elf aloofness kind of thing, right? So, which is fun, I suppose. But yeah, they need more xenos. They gotta crank more xenos out. And I mean, like recently, and for everybody out there, we'll be doing one of these soon enough. And it's like, yeah, I think everybody in the vault will be seeing this video go up next week at some point. Oops. Oh well, screw it. Hopefully, like that kind of thing with the Eldar Wraithgate. Hopefully, with a kit like that, and if lots of people buy it up, GW goes, oh my god, you know what? Maybe we should do more of these Xenos type terrain kits. You know, let's put out, you know, an Aegis line, fortifications for Orcs and Necrons and Eldar, and you know what I mean. Let's do all those things, and you know, let's make game tables that are Eldar centric and Orc centric, and you know what I mean. Like, let's do those things, you know, because you know, Imperium everything is just really kind of boring. Like every city fight board you guys play on, I'm sure was all Imperium stuff, right? Everything's always Imperium stuff. The city fights, it's never an Eldar city, it's never an Orc city, right? It's never amidst a Tyranid belly of some sort, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What would a Tyranid city fight board look like? Like in rib cages, and you know, would it be inside, say, like a downed, you know, monster, and you know, kind of cool actually. Kind of thinking something like that up. Anyway, so Kubicon, yeah, I think GW needs to put more Xenocentric type stuff out there, just to show they're not biased against Xenos. Matthew Perez, hello fellow monkeys. Twitchy Kranos, hey everybody. Matt Hoser, why aren't you in the new studio yet? Snicker. Why am I not in the new studio yet? Because the new studio is still getting built. Simple as that. Aqua, hey people. Kris, you should mod people in your chat. It'd be helpful. In the chat? I don't think so. I mean, everybody's usually pretty good around here. And if anybody says something in the chat I don't like, I either just kick them or just not read their comment. Bobo Cannon, feels right with no hair. Looks right. Looks right, feels right. Feel just less metal. Less metal. Well, I mean, like, we'll look at like a cat like Care King, where he's got like no hair, and he's just got like chin beard, and you know what I mean, like, he's metal, right? Care King, come on, he's metal, you know. Yeah, you can have the long hair and look really metal, but I mean, you can't get more metal than Care King. I mean, he just looks like metal, and he's bald as hell. It's a cue ball. I wouldn't call him a cue ball to his face, but but he's a cue ball. Matt Hoser, the doc told Kris he needs to get less fluffy, so he cheated and chopped his hair. Less fluffy. So you should have stuck with something more like a shave the body kind of thing. Got Nair, took a bath in Nair. Vasily Shimko, hey Kris and Monkey, Monkeys. The Welsh bloke, hello everybody. Cass Nagiri, I'm sick and up 2 a.m., but there's some monkey lord to get me through it. Acid Rain, hey, I'm Aqua, but on Twitch. Bobo, haha. Kublai Khan, but it was supposed to be Year of Xenos. Yeah, we heard about that long while ago, right? I mean, even back when we were supposed to get the Thunderhawk, plastic Thunderhawk. But the thing is, though, is like, it's so easy. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that, because I mean, like, before it was so easy to design Imperial stuff, because Imperial stuff is all straight lines and you know, bends, and you know what I mean, like, whereas like say Eldar, right? Eldar stuff is all curved and smooth and angles, and you know what I mean, and Orc, it's really messy. It's things slapped onto each other and stuff like that. And Necrons, it's kind of got that Egyptian Eldar-y kind of feeling to it, and Tyranids, it's got, you know, claws and stuff, and it's all these different. It's more organic type shapes versus Imperium, which often has very straight angular shapes. But you'd think that now maybe this is their plan, though. Maybe here we go. Here the brain's turning now. Maybe this is their plan. This is what they're doing, and why they concentrate so much on Imperium stuff and getting all these auxiliary type stuff done, is so that no third party can produce it, because then they can just shut them down if anybody produces anything that's similar to their designs, because Imperium stuff is all straight angles and stuff like that. So that's easy for everybody out there to make a kit, or make, you know what I mean, like anybody who's a third party out there, to make something that would, you know, look Imperium, because there's a certain formula for it all, right? So maybe Games Workshop wants to corner that, and so that's why they don't bother designing any of the Xenos stuff, like you know, terrain and stuff like that, because nobody else is doing it, right? Everybody's doing everything Imperium. Everybody, like all the third party stuff, is mostly Space Marine bits and Imperial Guard bits and Imperial terrain, and you know what I mean, human terrain. Nobody's really doing Xenos type stuff. And so maybe that's a reflection of them not concentrating on it, or maybe it's a reflection of GW just not wanting to do it, and so nobody else is doing it. And you know what I mean? Like, it's a really kind of funny little cycle. But I think I think GW is putting as much crap out there as far as like what Imperial looking stuff is concerned, so that anybody else who's trying to produce it, anybody who makes something that's too close to it, they can shut them down. You know? Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. That's why you don't see much Xenos stuff. Or maybe Xenos stuff doesn't sell. Because again, Space Marines, poster boys, right? Poster boy for a reason. Because everybody buys Space Marines. I don't know. Dark Commission, hey, Kris and Monkeys, hey. I don't know, Acid Rain and Mad Hose are going back and forth about something. I don't know what the hell they're going on about. They're going on about something. See here. Did I build the webway gate yet? No, I have not built it yet. Ghost Starman Deluxe. They have confirmed new Gene Stealer Cult models coming after Orc and Space Wolf Codices, or one new model at least. Interesting. Great Death Angel. Being a good guy is all a matter of perspective. I bet the Dark Elder feel that they're good guys in their minds. Sure. Jim White. When I saw the announcement on Facebook, I thought the name had been decided already. Silly me. Okay. Oh yeah, sometimes it posts a thing from last week or whatever. Yeah. Mad Maxim 81. Hey, Kris and Monkeys. Hey, Mad Maxim. Ebb and Flow pushing the pro Xenos propaganda again. Heresy. Greenleaf Terrain. Tau are the best. In the stories, the guard dudes want to join them for better treatment and tech. It is a direct reference to the U.S. Native American relationship in the past. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, where you can kind of see that is in the Kroot Tau relationship. It seems kind of like that, you know. Yeah, I guess so. But the Tau, I mean, the Towers are more like a anime Japanese kind of vibe, right? Ruben Matnoff. Hey guys. Hey Kris. Hello. Dr. Santos. Got to depart for now. Have fun, guys. Later, dude. Cass Naguri. I play Space Marines, but I want cool looking Xenos to kill. And that's it. That's exactly why anybody gets into xenos, right? They've already done the Space Marine trip, and so, you know, they want some xenos to kill. Well, I mean, my favorite enemy, I think, in 40k, who makes the best villain in 40k, is Tyranids. Because they're faceless, they're nameless, and they're just this unstoppable horde of monsters. And, you know what I mean? And you don't feel bad about, you know, blowing away 20 termagants and, you know, valiantly standing against a Tyranid warrior as you blaze away with your bolt gun. And, you know what I mean? Like, those kind of images pop into mind. And, you know, or even Necrons. But older Necrons, you know, they were kind of, you know, like Terminators, just kind of, they're quiet and, you know, and they're just zapping everything. And, you know, it's destroy all life kind of thing. And then they redid the codex, and then they gave them all personalities, and I don't know, I was still not on board with that one. David Vaughn, sup monkeys, sup, Ebb and Flow. My eldest son bailed on the hobby with a bunch of GS cult, G-Sealer cultist stuff left undone. I guess I have to get them done, get them Nurgle cultists, but no use for the Chimera. Orc conversion? Yeah, you can do it for orc conversion. You can still use the Chimera. Just chop it up, open it up, make it like a big cargo wagon or something. Like, you know, the cultists, well, I mean, I imagine even Nurgle cultists kind of have some girth to them. You have to throw, you know, got to use space effectively when transporting around Nurgle dudes. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Why not go to the new studio? Way the Brush live from the construction zone. There's not really that much to see. And, I mean, in the vlog videos, Dave has pretty much shown, I guess, what they've been working on. Like, as far as I understand it, it's a lot of the facades that they've been working on. And then, you know, the other parts of the building still got to get done. So, I mean, you know, some areas it's just going to be like wires hanging and stuff like that, and walls knocked down. I mean, it's not terribly exciting. Amber's Champion. Xenos terrain is long overdue. Yes. Yeah, they released the Death World Strawberry Kit and the Tau Ramparts, but nothing on the scale of a new Webway Gate. Well, the Webway Gate is very nice. The one that had the Eldar runes with the shrubbery, I didn't like that bit at all. It looked slapdash and just kind of, they threw it together, and, you know what I mean, like, just very little thought. And I don't know, I didn't care for it at all. I never bought it, you know. The Webway Gate, now it's a very nice piece of terrain. It's very, very slick. It's very, very nice. Now the rules are debatable whether it's really kick-ass or not, but or worth its points. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, like, I had to see more. The Tau one was pretty cool because you got that fortress and you got a couple bits, and if you bought more, I mean, you could make like a little fortification. But yeah, it'd be kind of nice if they put out, you know, some kind of generic kind of, you know, buildings, or even like Tau wreckage, or, you know, stuff like that, right? Be kind of cool. Vasily Shimko. Kris, what do you think about doing Way the Brush RPG sessions on Discord? I like it. I like the idea. I like the idea of getting together and just kind of sitting out, talking, and, you know, and having a game together. The hard part is time and scheduling, right? Getting all of us together at the proper day and time to set aside, what, 2-3 hours to, you know, do a session. I like it, but, you know, how many of us can dedicate, you know, Tuesday, 7 p.m. or, you know, whatever? Because even for, like, what's late in the day for me, because I work all day, right? And I know, like, Vasily, I know you're in Russia, and, you know, like, it's way different. I know, I realize that you're a young fella and you're up late all the time anyway, but I really wouldn't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to it, and it would be fun, but how? You know, it's just the scheduling. I'm concerned about the scheduling, consistency. Bobo Cannon, who did they tease about when they said Gene Steeler Cult is going to get Xeno's company in the next codex? Orcs GC. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't heard about that one. Vasily Weathers, lots of third-party Eldar. Yeah. But not really good stuff, though. Third-party Eldar stuff? Other third-party Eldar stuff I've seen out there? Not terribly awesome. Or it's so far away from what GW's doing, so they don't get sued, of course, that it's kind of Eldarish. Could be some crazy kind of alien, too. You know what I mean? Like, it's... Yeah. Meh. Matt Hoser, pause the show. I need to make a deposit. What? Shut up. Bubble Cannon, dude, use your phone. Wait, I have a phone. I can take you with me. Oh, there we go. John J, hey y'all. Hey. Ghost Star Lux. I meant that as a joke. Oh. Well, I thought you were serious. Because I mean, I could just easily do it from there. Like I said, since I got that new camera, I was thinking of doing some like live, you know, in the wild kind of videos, you know. So I thought that'd be kind of fun. I haven't gotten around to doing any, but you know, getting kind of busy. Mad Hoser, if you're going to do RPG online, use roll ****, whatever that means. John J, Kris, smile for us, brother. There we go. How was that for a smile? Okay, I'll give you. Okay, here's one I always do to the kids. Now try not to laugh too hard, okay? But here's the one I do for the kids, especially when they're not looking at me, and then they'll look at me, and I'll have this like weird expression on my face, just to throw them off, you know. But okay, here we go. Let me find one. Oh, okay. That's what I often do for them. Or, oh. Yeah, and I'll do all sorts of crazy crap. Whatever gets a laugh out of my kids, I'll do. I'll pretty much do. Matt Hoser, it's roll20.net. Oh, okay. All right. Thanks, Matt. John J. Kris, can you do a shout out for my son's first birthday? He's listening now. Well, I don't know if I want to shout out to a 1-year-old because they might scare the crap out of him. But happy birthday, 1-year-old. Okay, wait. Happy birthday, 1-year-old John J. Jr. I don't know what his name is. What's his name? Oh, his name's Logan. Okay. Happy birthday, Logan. Happy birthday to you. Nux? Do you do Nux? Cass Niguri. To go anti-way of the brush for a second. Anti-way of the brush. Do you know how to strip Forge World resin without damaging it? I want to repaint some expensive dudes now that I'm much better. Best way to strip, I mean, if you're on the North American side of things, is simple green or isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol can be a little bit pricey. Simple green is one of the best ways. It doesn't damage resin, not in my experience anyway. Just as long as you're not using, absolutely do not use anything like nail polish remover or anything that has acetone in it. Do not use any of those kind of products because that will melt the resin. Simple green. I've heard even people use like oven cleaner, and I mean like you got to check that. I mean I don't know, but I remember back in the day some people used to use the oven cleaner and it just like stripped the paint right off. But we used to do a lot more metal models back in the day, and now models are generally styrene plastic or resin, and so yeah. But simple green, you find it in most big box stores if you're on the North American side. I can't remember what the heck the equivalent of it is on the European side of things. I think it was like a purple thing, purple wash or something like that. I can't remember. So yeah, it's an all-purpose cleaner. It's gentle, it's biodegradable, and you just put a little pot of it, pour it in, put your bits in, let it sit there, let it sit for Some people say an hour. I usually like to leave these things sit overnight so it penetrates into the acrylic layers, and then just come in with an old toothbrush, not a wire toothbrush, nothing too abrasive, just like an old toothbrush, and just come in. And if you have like a little dentist picks or whatever, you can pick like the crevices out and everything like that. And most of the paint should just kind of slough off the surface. So, yeah. So hopefully, Cass, that helps. Yeah. Although I do highly recommend not stripping your models, especially as you are progressing as a painter, because then when you're many years from now, when you're a master at painting, you can show people who are impressed with your work and say, well, I wish I could paint like you. And you can say, well, you can, because here's how I started. Here's the models that I used to paint. And here's what I create today. 10 years ago, painting this crap. Today, look at this, right? Although it doesn't seem to take that long nowadays. It seems like some painters are progressing really, really fast. I blame the internet. So, yeah. So, hopefully, Cass, that helps. If anybody knows what the name of the product is, you can leave it in the comments. Like as far as cleaning products in the UK or whatever. I don't know if she's in the UK or North America, whatever. It's a great LOL, Kris. Love the smile. Ghost Star Lux, splitter of sides. Drewski 40K. Morning, Kris. Morning, Drewski. Jabba's left nut. Was that Kris's lovemaking face? No, of course not. Lovemaking. Drewski 40K. Best way to strip? John J. Haha, the wife says you're the sweetest, Kris. Thanks. Okay, no problem. And happy birthday, Logan. Matthew Perez, going tote snobs. Whoa, what? Going tote snobs. Tote snobs on this question. Tote snobs? Tote snobs. Okay. Got a start collecting of Death Watch. Aside from Chaos Black Primer, what are some of the other great black primers? Aside from the Chaos Black from GOW, you can try Army Painter. Although some people have commented about those before. I found P3. I believe P3 has a black primer as well. You could also go with ice. Back in the day, now this was with metal models. I used to do my tanks with it too, which were plastic. I used to use Testors Flat Black. Testors Flat Black. It's not a primer. It was just a flat black. Spray it right on the surface. And I used to use that as a primer, because it had just enough grip on it, but it still maintained a nice smooth surface. And yeah, I found that worked out really well. Of course, some people swear by like Rust-Oleum and Krylon and stuff like that, using their primers. You feel free to use them. They're not exactly intended for our miniature needs, meaning that oftentimes it's a finer formula designed for miniature, small miniature painting. So again, some people though swear by Krylon and the big big box store like spray cans. I've not used that stuff for priming, so I can't say for certain, but some people have told me that it works great, and so feel free to give it a try. Matt Hoser, super clean works too. Super clean, yeah, okay. Cass, I have like 10 liters of isopropyl alcohol, so that's lucky. And it looks like they have Simple Green at the store here in Australia. Oh, Australia, okay. I forgot about Down Under, right? I always forget about the other side of the planet, because I always assume like it's too early or too late for them, for all you guys, and I always forget about you guys. Because I know like for the UK, it's the evening. Like everybody in Europe, it's evening, and I know for like Russia, it's like really late, and obviously for North America, it's middle of the day. Anywho, Ghost Cyber Deluxe concept Monkey Patrol. Kris explores the wilds with a group of monkeys and teaches them the important life lessons. Could be viewers or actual monkeys. Just go around with like a little monkey. And here we're going to go eat burgers at this place. This is why it's important to wash your hands. Yeah, something like that, I guess. Acid Rain says use Dettol. Dettol, yeah, well that's an alcohol product. That's an alcohol product. I think it's a pure alcohol, isn't it? Mad Hoser, Fairy Power was the UK stuff. No, Fairy Power, was it Fairy Power? I remember it was purple. I remember it was a purple thing that they were using, or a purple liquid. Ghost Star Man Deluxe said Vasily. Yeah, Kris would be like the 10th company captain. George says Krylon Black Primer. Krylon? Yeah, I know there's people out there who swear by like Krylon and Rust-Oleum, stuff like that. All those other kind of generic kind of big paint brands out there, and so yeah, you can try them. I mean, I've always been happy with using Citadel. Well, I mean, I use an airbrush now. I mean, the last like 5 years, I've been using airbrush to prime. So I'm delving into my history when talking about the spray paints and stuff. So yeah, and I've always preferred Citadels, just because it always went on really nicely. Where am I here? Ebb and Flow, episode 206, Young Boy Logan. Amber Shaman, I'm a fan of Vallejo Surface Primer with the airbrush. Yeah, same here. I'm a fan of that as well. I'm a little disappointed though. I don't know why. It seems like black for Vallejo Surface Primer is just a little bit weird. I've mentioned before in the past, I think I'm going to switch to Stano-Res for primer, because I've played around with some samples of Stano-Res, and it goes on really nicely by brush and by airbrush. So yeah, I think I might switch over to Stano-Res. And a lot of people have been telling me about, how good Stano-Res, how smooth Stano-Res is. So I might make a switch. Ghost Star Man looks for silly. It's David Attenborough. If only I had a really cool voice like that. That would just be generic and, use all the places. Maybe I should start getting into voice acting and do voices. You never know, you might hear my voice in an episode of some cartoon or something. Anyway, David Perez, don't have an airbrush, have to be rattle can. Yeah, it's got to be a rattle can. And like I said, I think we threw enough at you, buddy. Like I said, Citadel, P3, the guys who are intending that their product is going to be used on a miniature, I would kind of trust them. Army Painter's pretty good, so you might want to look at them. Although again, some of the prices though, they are kind of expensive. Like when you look at Citadel's like $15 a can or something like that. Whereas you go to pick up a Krylon and it's like $5 for more, so I don't know, give it a shot. Let me know what you decide and what kind of results you get. Dustin Reeves at Kris, is there a way to rehab a pot of white scar that's gone chunky? Or is it best just to throw it out? Also, is there a white layer paint out there that doesn't do that? Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Citadel, whatever they did with their current recipe of white paint, it covers really good when it's brand new. Like ceramite white covers on top of black. Awesome. Like, I don't know what other paint does a better job than that. And white scar is a little bit thinner than ceramite white, but they're essentially the same formula, just a little bit more medium, like, just not as much pigment, or medium, whichever ratio you want to think about it in terms. But otherwise, they're really good. The pain in the ass of it is yeah, they do get chunky. And ceramite white, like, I just opened up a ceramite white 2 weeks ago, I think. Oh no, okay, this one's still good. Oh, you guys can't see, it's all white and blown out. But yeah, if it's gotten like really chunky, like it's the bottom portion is starting to get stiff, yeah, there's not much you can do. I mean, you can spend a lot of time grinding it down, adding medium and grinding it down, and adding a bit of medium and grinding it down to the point where you get back to a paint-like consistency. But that could take a really long time, and it might not work out. Whereas just going and pick up another, spending another $5. Now, I realize it's annoying, but yeah. Another white paint that isn't going to do that, probably every other paint line. Scale 75. Scale 75 paint doesn't do that. Make ammo. I've been using golden white airbrush line. It's nice and thin. P3, their white's probably pretty darn good. It's like the old Citadel type of white, which was good for the most part. Yeah. But yeah, but the thing is though, is as the air is getting into the pot, so you got to constantly keep that lip clean on the pot and make sure it seals properly, and it'll stay fresh longer. But why? Yeah, why does it chunk up so bad? I don't know. It's just, it's a pain. It's one of those things, man. Where am I? Facility. It's only 19:30. So it's only 7:36 in Russia. Not that late. Okay. Well, I thought it was later. Okay, so it's UK like Europe. It's like 5. Eh? It's like 5. You got 2. Okay, I got you. Ruben Matinov, Vallejo Black Primer works well for me. Works for me as well. Yeah, again, like Black Primer, when I first got it, it worked really well, and then after a while, it just seemed to get chunky, and it chunked up in my airbrush, and it just pain in the arse. Mad Hoser, there is a reason of the Crimson Fisters are Chris's favorite man faction. I win. What? Are you doubling up on your dosage again, Mad? What are you talking about? There is a reason the Crimson Fisters are Chris's favorite man faction. I don't get it. Vasily Shimko, Army Painter is very good. It's pretty good. Yes, Army Painter. I got nothing against Army Painter. I've tried their paints and their sprays. The colored sprays are really good. It's just, with colored sprays, you just run the risk of, over priming, but, if you got 1,000 Space Marines to do, and they got the big can of red spray primer, by all means, go at it, so, yeah. George, Vallejo has spray primer in the can. Do they? Okay, cool. That'd be another one. I've never tried Vallejo spray primer. So that might be one to consider. Ghost Star Man Deluxe, me thinks it's email time. I think so. Cass Liguri, that mission models airbrush primer I've seen recently in a real weird 2-part deal. I wonder if it's good enough to warrant the extra effort. Huh. Like, is it like it's a 2-part primer or the deal? I'm not sure. Yeah, you might have to send me a link as far as what you're talking about there. Matt Hoser, Steinelrez, however you spell it, primer is Badger stuff, and they have a boatload of colors now, and the stuff is supposed to rock. Yeah. Dark Commission, could you make a smooth white paint by mixing white ink with gel medium? I don't see why you couldn't. Yes, you should. You should be able to get a nice smooth white. Is it going to be really rich in pigment? I don't know. It all depends, I guess, on what kind of ratio to ink and medium you go. But yeah, I don't know if you need the gel medium. You can probably just use regular medium. Doesn't have to be gel, because the gel will be thicker, right? It'll sit like toothpaste on the palette, whereas it's a regular medium will just boop, and it'll flow like paint. You can add white to it, and you should make a really smooth white paint. For example, if you grabbed like Liquitex, like white or whatever like that, and just put a drop of that in the medium, and you should just make, you know what, maybe I should make a quick video trying that out, like that, just a drop, add a medium, and it should be just like regular paint, right? In theory, communism works. In theory. Charles Sales, Slow Fuse Gaming made his own Whitebeard. His own Whitebeard? It's really good. Mine's in the mail to try. Slow Fuse Gaming made his own Whitebeard. His own Whitebeard? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means. Unless you're talking about like he made his own white primer or whatever. I don't know. Dark Commission was thinking gel to bulk up the ink. I don't think it's necessary. You could just use regular medium and just add it, and it'll flow nice and smooth. because the medium will be thicker than the ink, but it should mix, and the medium will dilute, whereas the gel might not dilute enough, and you might find yourself adding a lot to dilute it to the point where it flows like paint, right? So, yeah. G squared. Hey, monkeys. Hey, Kris. Hey, what have I missed? You haven't missed much. We've just been talking, taking roll call, doing the usual. Cass, you have to mix proprietary medium into the mission primer to activate it. Whoa. That I'm not familiar with. That could be like a lacquer based product. It might not even be acrylic based. I mean, you can still use like lacquer based products and have acrylic products on top. Like, for example, you used like a lacquer based paint as your primer or as a base layer, and then you started highlighting on top of it with acrylics. You could still totally do that. It might be harder though the other way around for the lacquer to sit on top of the acrylic. Either way, they're not mixable, but with laying dry layers or like layers on top of each other, they should be fine. But as far as putting one medium into the other to activate it, that's interesting. Send me a link of the product. Send me a link of the product. Send it to Kris@miniwargaming.com. But yeah, send me a link to that. I'm curious because maybe I'll pick up some and I'll see how that works out. Grim, did we break Kris so early in the show? I'm not broken. I'm fine. I mean, well, I'm probably far from fine, but I'm okay. Vasily, communism never works. Well, there you go. You have it straight from a Russian. Communism never works. And you know what? I'll take his word over it than anybody else. Go Starman Deluxe. Vietnam, sort of. Lord Grug. Hey, Kris, do you have any recommendation for a hobby drill for drilling out gun barrels? I think any of the small pin vices out there, like, you can find them pretty cheap, affordable, and, you know what I mean, like, shop around. You can find them for about, I don't know, $10. Make sure the Citadel one is fine. It's a little overpriced, though. They're premium priced. I would go to like any kind of precision, like micromark.com, and they'll sell these things really cheap because they're all about the fine tools. But make sure you get one that has a little interchangeable chucks inside, so you can switch out for larger bits. And then of course I always have my trusty rusty Dremel small bits. I love Dremel. Dremel's fun. But otherwise, yeah, just a pin vise just to do that. If you have like a rotary tool or a Dremel, I really wouldn't do gun barrels with them just because you run the risk of too fast an RPM and ruining the plastic part and just, you know, messing up. And so, yeah, I really wouldn't recommend it. A nice little pin vise. But that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a pin vise. And, yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and buy the Citadel one. It's not bad. It'll get the job done. But, like, Privateer Press sells one. Tamiya sells one. I'm trying to think of who else makes them. They're all over the place. Pin vise. Then, of course, you got to find the right pin drill bit, like the drill bit, with whatever gauge wire you're using. And you have to pay attention to those two sizes so that you can think, oh, no, you're not pinning. You're drilling on gun barrels. Okay, you'll just want just really small drill bits then. That little Dremel collection, I like that. That's fun. I also have another one that's a little bit bigger too. But yeah, it's handy. Charles Sales, White Blend. Sorry, typing. Oh, White Blend. Listening at work. Oh, he's talking about White Blend. Slow Fuse is making their own White Blend. It's really good. I'll have to give it a try. Okay, so Slow Fuse, yeah. Send me a link. Whenever you guys see these products, and if I'm not too sure, or you know, send me the link. Feel free to send me a link. I'll check it out. Jim White, may we have an email? Oh, great monkey lord. Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. Do we need an email? Yeah. Okay. Let's do an email then. Let's do an email because we can, because Jim White said we had to. I think it's time for headphones. Headphones. Email time. Email time. And of course, we always thank Guymere Alfer, aka Carl, aka Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out if he loves your beer and Blood Bowl. We always say thank you because he took the time to write these out and put a smile on our face. And oops, I'm showing the email. This is a follow-up question from our response from last week's email, which was regarding this little photo right here. A little bit. He was just a work in progress. He was just curious to what we thought on his where he was going with it, and I gave him my feedback on that, and of course I'm showing all the emails again. So hi Chris, thanks for the input on the Def Dread. I had to watch later since my internet was cutting out. I agree. There should be some color to break up the rusty bits on the mufflers, and that happens to be real rust I made from cast iron pan. Really. It becomes brown when I mix with matte media, and I'm playing with the way rust works as a pigment. I'm glad you like the red. That was my first attempt at the hairspray chipping method. Anyhow, cheers again. I appreciate what you boys have done over there. Been watching off and on for 5 years. And that's Ian. And so thank you, Ian, for the email. Awesome stuff. Hopefully, looking forward to more progress. I think that's kind of crazy, making his own rust pigment. I think that's bold. I mean, that's some problem solving right there, right? Is I need rust. I need rust on my model. Where can I get rust? I've got rust. Rust in my pan. Scrape that son of a gun right off there and slap it onto the model. Bang, I've got rust on my model. Why not? Right? Why not? And I mean, it looked like rust. It looked like pigment on the model. So, why not, right? So, very cool. I applaud Ian for out of the box thinking. This one is from Ruben Matnoff, and it is a whole whack ton of photos. So sit back and enjoy the show, because here we go. Now, he sent us in many photos, I do believe, of his Night Lords. Right, Roman? You've sent us these Night Lords before, I think. Anywho, I like this little guy. I like the green on the claws and everything like that. It's not too bright. Doesn't conflict with the the overall feeling of the model. Man, there's a lot of these dudes. Holy moly. Got some cultists, some terminators. Nice, he's got the shoulder pads for his duders. Very cool. Ooh, like lightning. Ooh, yeah. Look at that lightning. Look at that. I like that. And that. Very nice lightning. Very, very nice. Of course, he's drinking water, staying healthy. We don't know what's in that little vial there. Could be, what's that drug all the kids are taking these days? Help them focus. Ritalin. Oh yeah, and the metallic blue. Is that metallic blue? That looks like metallic blue. That's metallic blue. I'm going to say it's metallic blue. Now, is that the shadows am I seeing, or is that like a jitter in the picture? Because it almost looks like I could throw on a pair of 3D glasses and look at this in 3D. Again, nice lightning. Nice and clean. Very, very cool. Look at all these bikes. Very impressive army, man. That's very cool. Oh, man. Nice lightning. Very, very cool. Interesting choice of base too. Go with like a light gray white kind of thing. Corn Night Lords. Corn Lords. They're Corn Lords. Very, very cool. Really nice clean paint jobs. Now, is that like a green on top of the metal that you're using? Is that how you're achieving that? You're using like a green on top of the metal? It gives a very interesting effect. I like it. That's how you did the claws. That's how it kind of looks to me. It looks like there's a green on top of the metal. Either way, nice clean paint jobs though. That's it for that one. That's it for that one. Wait, am I going through these backwards? Oh, this is part one. Oh, here we go. Ugh. Anyway, okay. Sorry, you had to see all that. Oh, Ruben, yeah, it says a glaze over lead belcher. Okay, cool. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So, Ruben Manov. Hey, Chris. Been a while since I sent anything in, and you asked for it. So, here's a ton of pictures. I put everything from the past 2.5 years since I got into the hobby together. And while a laughable small model count, it does bring a sense of accomplishment. Plenty of conversions in there. The bikes, my greatest accomplishment when it comes to conversions. The Age of Sigmar Blood Warriors based on Berserkers and the Obliterators, the Lightning Claw Chosen, Dark Apostle, Exalted Champion, Jump Pack Lord, and the big blue guy, my Demon Prince. He's from a Kickstarter called GT Studio Creations, and most badass pose model in my opinion. I've also thrown in my 30k Lightning Claw Terminators and Land Raider, as well as the first painted unit from my Khorne Demons army. Quite like the scheme. Open to suggestions though. Hope you like it, and it'll be across a few emails because Google. Yep, that's fine. Also, this one failed to go out for whatever reason, so it'll be in your inbox after 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so again, I think we've seen this one, didn't we? We've seen that dude. I really like that jump pack dude. He's cool. Yeah, we got all the bikes. As far as, oh geez, look at this guy. Okay, now we gotta stop and look at this guy. This is his Demon Prince. Now, how come your Demon Prince is not the same blue lightning armor? Because he feels like he's not a part of the army. Why not give him the same kind of armor like a Space Marine? Like he's fashioned from bits of fallen Night Lords, you know what I mean? Like, you know, lightning pattern across some points, you know, maybe parts of a vehicle, and you know what I mean? Like, have some fun like that. Because, I mean, like, he's big and scary. He's definitely a Demon Prince of sort. But he doesn't feel like he's part of the army. I think if his armor was blue with the lightning and red tinges and stuff like that, then I think he'd feel like he was part of the army. Because it looks like he did the same metallic green thing on the on there. The flesh could stay blue. Nothing wrong with that. Of course, always drawing, like, you know, a chaos icon on them or something like that. It'll be kind of fun. That's it for that one. That's it for that one. Okay, so that's it for that one. So we go back to part, no, we'll go to 3, because we did the part 2. So part 3. Boom. I like that. That's what the obliterator, right? Or not the obliterator. Is the obliterator? No, soul grinder. Yeah, that's it. So the cultists. Ooh, demons. Very interesting. They almost have a kind of a merman kind of look to them. Like they come from the bottom of the sea or the Black Lagoon kind of thing. Staff is suitably bloody and gory. I like the colors though. It's very interesting. Like the swords. The swords look cool. Oh, here we go. The swords, are they metal and then you threw blood on them? And then put an edge on them? Or what did you do there? Defiler. That's it, Defiler. I knew that head was from a Defiler. I knew that. I was testing you, Rumen. No, but for these swords, is it just metal and then you threw like the blood red on it? Or what? Because it looks like you can still see like metal shining through, which is cool. Yeah. Very, very cool. Yeah, because the way the light plays off that surface, that looks like metallics. Nice happy camel mug. Oh, his mug. Yeah, very cool. Like blood is just, that's just thick and goopy looking. Rumen, yeah, some blood in the blood god on some of them. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, wait. Did I just know something? Were you doing like a marble effect on their horns? I missed that. Did you do that for the other guys? You did not. I thought maybe you were doing like a jade stone thing. Oh. Because I seen the little lines there. I thought maybe you were doing like jade stone, like they were little statues before all of a sudden they came to life and, you know, started eating people and stuff like that, right? Was that it? That was it. That was it. Very cool. Part 4, last one. Here we go. Yeah, I like the highlighting. I like the focus on the claws, the face, and the little horns and spiky bits. Very, very cool. Like the effect on the blades. Looks very cool. Yeah, I thought you were going for like a jade stone look, man. I was about to get really impressed there for a second. You're making them look like they were from jade or something. I said, "Oh, that's cool, man. That's really reaching for the rainbow there." But thank you, Rumen, for sending that in. I really don't have too much to say. I mean, obviously, you know, you still need to get into some shading and some highlighting, stuff like that. But you'll get to that when you get to that. As far as that's concerned, as far as being a very playable and looking good on the tabletop, you're there. You're there. You're already there. The details, you're paying attention to all the details, like on little chaos icons, like on your lords and stuff like that. Awesome stuff. Yeah, not there yet. Yeah, I know, and that's obvious. But like I've said in many shows, that even just having a smooth base coat, but as long as all the details are colored in, it looks fantastic. You know, and so. Yeah, no, excellent job, Rumen. And of course, that's the work of 2 years That's very nice. I like the work you did on your bloodletters. Nice dry brushing. I liked how you kept it fairly subtle on the bodies, yet you brought the claws and stuff up nice and bright. I like that. Like, nice bit of contrast, makes them look scary. Also, you know, throws the eye around the model to focus on other elements. So, you know, it's really good. Gives somebody, you know, something to focus on, kind of thing. And so, yeah, very, very cool. I liked it. Dark Commission, episode 206. Take care of your remaining ear. Huh? I don't know what that means. Yeah, so thank you, Ruben, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Shall we get back to the chat here? Yeah, people like it. Lightning, Camel Mug. I don't know what this means. Ghost Starman Deluxe. Just realized the new D&D book is out. Let's just say some laws will be broken. Okay. Well then. Holy man. I'm yawning for some strange reason. It's not because I'm tired. It's because I'm drawing air. I'm not getting enough air. I'm sipping my coffee here. Coffee. So, what else we got on plate? We are going to Dark Commission, headphone loudness. Cass, those new nights are damn expensive. Are expensive, damn. Are damn expensive. Are expensive, damn. Those new knights. Oh, you mean the knights that look like Warlord Titans? Yeah, I think somebody said when they were doing Titanicus and they're doing the new Warlord, because I think the new Warlord Titan is the same size as a knight. And they said, you know what? I like the look of that. Let's make him look like him. And we'll put it out. And yeah, I think that's what they did. They said, you know what? That looks so darn cool. Why save it for Titanicus? Let's put it out there now. And, you know, let's give the kids what they want now. And as far as the knight's concerned, I mean, like, he's armed to the teeth with heavy weapons and stuff like that. He's a big gun platform. I mean, even that bigger one, Knight Titan, that's supposed to be just a gun platform. I mean, like, he doesn't even look as impressive anymore. But that's one I'm looking forward to. Not the Knights, the Titanicus. Because, yeah, I think that Warlord Titan, I think he's going to be the same size as the damn Imperial Knight. Which would be cool. Could be expensive. It's going to be really, really expensive. Really, really. Because I'm thinking, we're going to have to get the terrain. We're going to have to get 2 boxes of the armies. So that we can, you know, do one full Pyrium size and one Chaos size and have them clash. What I am really curious about, though, is are they going to keep that old rule mechanic? And, I mean, I've been familiar with Titanicus for a long time. And it wasn't until recently when I went over to Ash's studio and played with him. And how it, you know, it immediately felt like playing an old school GW game. Because that's how the games worked back then. Just, you know, they were fond of all the little tokens and things like that. And the way Epic worked, where it was orders, you know, you place your orders down and everything like that. And yeah, so I'm kind of curious if they're going to go back to that kind of mechanic, or are they going to give us something more, a little bit more streamlined, like what we were seeing near the end of Epic 40K, you know. So I'm kind of curious. Cass, $280 dues compared to $150 for a regular night. Oof. Oh, for that night? Oof. Well, do you really want that firepower? Do you really need that night? Twitchy Kranos, if the Warlord is the size of a knight, if they bring out the Imperator and the Mega Gargants, those will be huge. Yeah, they will be huge. They'll be the size of Titans in 40K. They'll be like, you know, I can imagine an Emperor Titan being the size of a Revenant Titan. Heck, I can imagine it being only made from Forge World. I could see that. But imagine. But I want them to bring out all the other factions. I mean, like, if they are going to expand upon Titanicus, I want them to do it right. I want them to, you know, bring out the other factions. Eldar, Tyranids, Necrons, you know what I mean? Like, I want them to bring back Epic 40K. Mad Hoser, the new knight locally will be 160 Canuck bucks. Canuck bucks? It'd be wampum. Wouldn't it be wampum? 160 wampum. Canuck bucks. What's a Canuck buck? That doesn't sound right. Canuck buck. Canuck buck. Canuck buck? Canuck buck. See, you say it to yourself a whole bunch of times and it doesn't even make sense. You're like, Canuck buck. Canuck buck. Canuck buck. That doesn't make sense. Vasily, we, Truekin, need some Titanic raiding boats and stuff like that. Yeah. Mad Hoser, wampum doesn't sound right either. Yeah, that's what they used to call it though. That was money, man. Wampum was money. Wampum. Tucci Kranos, I want to see a squat land train in that size now. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, man. Like that thing would be like. That'd be almost be probably like what? What's the smallest scale for trades? Is it HO or O? I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, you know what I mean. Like that train, like each car would be about yay big. That'd be freaking cool, man. Man, that'd be so cool. Wouldn't it be great to have Epic 40K back again, but like in a new scale with all the new models and the new aesthetics and everything? It'd be very, very cool. Dark Commission, if a scaled Death Star was made for Legion, how big would it be? Come on now. A Death Star in Legion, how big would it be? It'd probably be the same size as our moon. I'd imagine. Like, you'd have to make it that big. It'd be huge. You couldn't even do it. You couldn't do it. Cass. Tiers, many tiers, $1 redo equals one Canuck buck. Really? The same currency value, yet you're charged 100 more? You might have to go talk to somebody. You might have to go talk to your member of parliament about that one, because that seems kind of absurd. Especially since this crap gets shipped out of China. And you're closer to China than we are, how does it cost less for it to get to us than it to get to you? Right? You're like just around the corner. It's, you know, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. G squared says Z scale. Z scale is the tiny one. It's tiny. It's tiny, tiny, tiny. Okay. Well, because like G squared, I don't know if you're familiar, but Titanicus is old Epic. I don't know if you used to play the old Epic, but I mean, the models were 5 millimeters, and they said that they were changing the scale of Titans so it was bigger. And of course, we got to look at the new models, the new Titans, and they're bigger. And so, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Aqua, sorry I was gone, busy with kickboxing. We managed without you, Aqua. We managed without you. We forged ahead. And you know, we're okay. We're okay. We were sitting here for a while, like, you know, where's Aqua? I don't know. He was here a second ago, and then he left. I didn't know. He didn't send me a notification saying he was going to kickboxing, but you know, it'd have been nice, really, I guess. Mad Hoser, my price listing is the discounted local price. I think they're $1.99 Canadian bucks. Okay. Jim White, that's no moon. It's a space station. Dark Commission, episode 206. You might as well aim big. Warbwat. Is it Warb? Is it Warbwat? Or is it Warbwat? Either way, good morning. Good morning. Cass, companies overcharge here just because they can. Oh, thank you. And then thank you to Hunter. You came all this way just to bring me this?
Yes.
Wow.
No, I'm gonna play Fortnite.
Oh. Gotcha. Alright. 3D Jew Boy? 3D Jew Boy. 3D Jew? 3D Jew? Anyway, LOL. Aqua, you don't care about me. Just kidding. Aqua, I do care about you, man. Man, I think, like, right now, I think you're probably, like, one of the youngest monkeys. Now, I know that there's younger fellas watching this show, like, you know, Logan, 1-year-old Logan who's watching, and my nephew, who's, like, 4 now, and he was watching. I don't know if he still watches me, but if he is, well, hi, Solomon. But Aqua, you're, like, the youngest monkey, and so we do care. We care about you, Aqua. We want you to be safe. And if you're taking kickboxing, I'm sure you're doing okay. G squared, episode 206. How many Canuck bucks will that be? I kind of like that one. How many? Exactly. It's like how much for the puppy in the window? How much for that puppy in the window? The one with the straggly hair. I don't know if that song goes, but anyway. I was going to stop singing. But I like that one. Yeah, how much, because really, how much Canuck bucks is that going to be? That is the question that we want to know. How much Canuck bucks? Because we don't know. It fluctuates daily. Does anybody even truly know the value of Canuck bucks? Can you even quantify a value for Canuck bucks? I don't think you can. It's unquantifiable. Ebb and flow. Kris, didn't you say earlier that you had a question for Aqua about the stuff we've been talking about? I had a question for Aqua? Did I have a question? Wait, what? Matthew Perez, we must raise him right. Exactly. Everflow kidding, Aqua. Jim White, Canucks, but I'm a Minnesota Wild fan. Matt Hoser, how much Canuck nucks can a Canuck buck if a Canuck buck could buck Canuck? How much Canuck bucks can a Canuck buck if a Canuck buck could buck Canuck? That's fun. That's fun. I suggest everyone you try that right now. How much Canuck bucks? Canuck nucks. No, how much Canuck nucks can a Canuck buck if a Canuck buck could buck Canuck? Try it. It's fun. You're gonna be trying that stuff all day. You're gonna be like, "Oh my god, what did Kris tell me to do? Oh no." How much can a Canuck nuck can Canuck buck if a Canuck buck could buck Canuck? Go Starman Deluxe. 1 Canuck buck is roughly equal to half a monkey dollar. There we go. Yeah, that's fun to say. How much Canuck nucks can a Canuck buck if a Canuck buck could buck Canuck? Man, it's that second Canuck buck. No, yeah, it's the second Canuck buck because the first one's a Canuck nuck, right? How much Canuck nuck can Canuck buck if a Canuck buck could buck Canuck? Whew. I think a blood vessel popped. I think maybe I've got a tumor going now. I don't know. Brain aneurysm. All right, let's do another email. Because we can, and we shall, and headphones. Email. Email time. Email time. Yeah, here we go. Sorry. This one is from Ben Ellis. This week's offering, oh monkey lord. And so, here we go. So here's his little knight. Oh, with the juggernaut head. I like that. That's cool. I've not seen that. Now, did you make that up, or did you borrow that from somebody else, Ben? I don't know if Ben's here today. I don't think so. I haven't seen the name pop up. But anyway, Ben, where'd you get the idea for that? Because that's really good. I like that. It's very clever. That's just a really good idea. Don't worry, I won't ever steal it. I usually don't play around with Imperial stuff, so. But yeah. Very, very cool. Yeah, somebody else said I should start wearing a kilt so that nobody else takes this picture. It was at the end of the day. It was after 5. I had to recharge. Ooh, very nice. Like the highlighting. Now, is this the same guy, or is this just a different angle? Like the weathering on the barrels. Like the little blue around the eyes, too. Like the blue in the metals. That was very cool. I think it's the same model, eh? Very, very cool. You've been really kind of whipping out these kind of Space Wolf-esque kind of knights and stuff like that for your army. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. Is this like a water line? Is that like this is a big fluid tank? Is that what's going on here? I like it. That's what it looks like to me when I'm looking at that. That looks like it. He's about 3/4 full. Very, very cool. Oi. This is his Titan. Very, very cool. This is a sneak peek of the Titan. You got colored on hoses and stuff. I bet you're just dying. You can't wait to get this model in, eh? Thank you, Ben, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Thank you. And yeah, I'm really kind of looking forward to now that Warlord Titan myself, because man, we've been looking at that for what, a year now, almost. Man. Aqua, holy Canuck book. Okay, sweet. Vasily Aqua, that's blasphemy. It is blasphemy. There's nothing holy about a Canuck book. Mini working with Josh. Hey monkeys, how's it all going? I think it's going pretty good. Cass, that's a nice butt. It's a Titan butt, but it is a nice butt at all. Yeah, well, because Ben has had that going for quite a while, because he's been sending pictures, and he's also got this big custom-made wolf head that's going to go on the Warlord Titan. So I'm waiting to see what this whole model looks like when it's done, and it should be nearing completion soon. I kind of wish Ben was here right now so he can answer some of these. Evanfo 206 disco naps with Kris. Disco naps. Disco naps? Disco naps. What's a disco nap? Like dancing naps? I don't know what that is. I don't know. Alright. Everything here is going good. Everything's going good. Sorry, I'm just double checking everything here. Okay. What's a disco nap? I don't know what a disco nap is. What's a disco nap? I don't know. Okay, so emails. That Did that caught me up? That caught me up on emails. Other than the thing that Cass was talking about, which I suppose we could go to right now, I suppose. We could go, since there's no other comments pressing at the moment. And I dig the coral snake tubing on the Titan. Okay, let's see here. So I'm just quickly going over this. Okay. Yeah, well, quickly here. We were talking about this earlier in the show. Sorry, I was... Oh, what? Aqua, the term disco nap has been watered down to include any sort of daytime nap to prepare for a night full of activity. You'll find it defined as such... Can't read that. Cambridge Online Dictionary. Well, actually, yeah, that's why I needed that, because we were playing Zombicide. When was that? Thursday? Yeah, it was Thursday night. We played some Zombicide, so I knew I was going to need some energy. I'm getting old. I need energy wherever I can get it. You know. Jim White, Kris clubbing? Yeah, I'm not clubbing, dudes. Holy man, too old for that. Like Danny Glover, man, I'm too old for this. So here, okay, we're gonna click on Cass's email here. And there's a link to Mission Models US. And it's weird paints and primer they were talking about. And so let's go over. And let's see here. Which gives me the full picture. Oh, this is a pretty full picture. Okay. So I'm looking at it. Now the primers. It says, we offer 5 essential primer colors. Our primer is smooth and durable. No sanding needed. Will not hide the finest of details. Please note, you must use our thinner with our primers, no substitutions. MMP thinner activates MMP primer. There are no tricks. Just mix the thinner, MMP primer, and spray. MMP primer thinner is very powerful, which means minimal thinner is needed. If the primer is translucent, when you're spraying, you have over-thinned. MMP primer may look a bit thicker than normal. That is okay. So that is what we're talking about here. They have various colors, and so it's a thinner. So it's not quite like an activator. It's a thinner, because you can get like the white, and then you get the thinner. You get it in 2 ounce and 4 ounce. Well, shit, you might as well get the 4 ounce. You're saving yourself half the cost, over half the cost. And a polyurethane mix additive. Now, the mix additive, why you'd want to add the polyurethane is for strength, but why would you do that? Or would you add that as a sealant? No, you would add that in. Okay, well, why are you adding the polyurethane then, buddy? Why are you adding that in? Because, anyway. So, very, very interesting. Now, these guys, they're paints. I have a few of their paints, and I have sprayed them through the airbrush, and they went on very, very well. I've used this green. This green's really good. This olive drab kind of green. It's got its own little agitator inside there and everything like that. So it's pretty darn good. And also got a cold rolled steel. So it's a metallic. This is kind of fun too. I actually should really make sure I shake that up really good. But again, it's got its own agitator. I like, and when you shake it, it feels very liquidy. So it's obviously designed mostly for airbrush, but I mean, any airbrush paint can be used with a paintbrush, just because it's just consistency, right? But anywho, yeah. The paints I've liked. I've not used the primer. I've very limited use of the paints themselves, so I really can't say whether it's any good or not. But I know a lot of people swear by their colors, and it seems like they've got a very large collection of colors in their paint line. What are we looking at here? A couple hundred? No. I don't know. Here's their paint swatch right here. Everything from white to white. Good color set. Oh, it's like oh, there we go. Oh, it's gloss white base. Okay, so there we go. As opposed to a flat white, just as a white. Okay. Everything from white to white. So very cool. Thank you, Cass, for sending that in. I will check it out. But I think, yeah, I think really it's just a thinner that you're adding to theirs. Why it has to all be proprietary, I have no idea. You know, what are they throwing in it, right? I mean, so, but if you want to check it out, I mean, sure, go right ahead. I mean, by the sounds of it, sounds pretty easy. You just use the primer, use a little bit of the thinner, give it a little mix, spray, and it should go on. And of course, they said it goes on very, very thin. And what they say, it doesn't hide details, which means it's pretty darn thin, right? Because some primers, they'll go on pretty thick. And, you know, if you had, like, say, fine cracks or whatever, it would sit right over that and blend that right in and it would disappear, right? And they're saying that their primer is so thin, it's not going to do that. It's not going to obscure any blemishes. So it's very interesting. Dark Commission. Anyone, any idea how to change the chat picture? That's in your profile. You'd have to go into your profile to do that. Your chat picture, like in your YouTube chat picture? Yeah, because that's your YouTube profile or your Gmail profile, one of the two. But yeah, that's where it gets fixed. Jabba's left nut. I can imagine him throwing some shapes on the dance floor, showing the ladies his sex face. Oh. I honestly, no, I can't answer that question. I honestly can't answer that question. Ebb and Flow had Jabba got moves like Vader. Jim White, pink primer, okay, sure, pink primer. Yeah, if you're going with well, any warm midtones or yeah, any kind of warm midtones, and you know you don't want to change too much of value. Like say for example you're going with like say reds or oranges, maybe some magentas to a purple maybe, and you don't want to start with an abrupt white or even a light gray, which would kind of throw your eye off. Say you want to start off with some lighter colors and you want to build on top of that. Yeah, I can see going with the pink. Pink would be very good. I'm sure probably a lot of the scale modelers out there probably there's probably a reason why to go with a pink primer as opposed to others like a light gray, because I mean like, you know, you got different colors, right? I mean like, but I'd say yeah, to keep the warm colors warm. Keep your warm colors warm. G squared, Kris. Any idea if you paint on their primer? If you can paint on their primer, like do it by hand? I'd imagine you could. Like I said, any airbrush paint can be used by hand. It's just not going to go on quite as smooth. And as far as using their thinner with their primer, you know, I mean, like it's some proprietary primer and some proprietary thinner, so some secret formula they're using. But they're claiming that this is going to be a really thin primer. Now, that's got me curious, because for models like, say, like Infinity, where a lot of the models have very shallow details, a lot of other common primers can obscure those little fine details, those little fine cuts in the model. So actually having a very fine primer might actually be very, very beneficial, right? Because then you'll preserve all those details. So you know what? Maybe I'll check them out. Maybe I'll order some of their primer and I'll check them out. Maybe. But yeah, you should be able to paint it on. Kate Jelly 421. Hello, Kris. Playing Overwatch and watching you. It's just too hot to paint now when Norway gets 30 degrees. Oof. Yeah, we're like 30 degrees now. We're hot. But I mean, we got air conditioning. And I would think Norway would have some air conditioning. Or at least a fan. Right? Just fan yourself. I don't know. G squared. Note the date. Kris didn't have something to say. I didn't have something to say about the primer. Yeah, well, because I've never used it. I mean, there's lots of stuff I've never used. I mean, because I mean, like, there's new stuff coming out, and like these model mission paints or whatever. I've never heard of the company before, but I mean, like, even MIG Ammo, I knew MIG Ammo has been around forever. I didn't know they had an acrylic line. I was blown away when they showed me that. I was like, wow, you have an acrylic line. I had no idea. Where am I? Cass, maybe it's historical why they use pink primer. Yeah, it's possible. Maybe for some of the effects that they want to go for on some of their models, and they actually want to scrape to the primer layer. That's entirely possible. I personally, I think it's just because it's the foundation of what colors you're going to use next, right? So with pinks, it's a mid-tone pink. You can, because if you, it's the same reason why you'd use like any other colored primer, really, right? Like you wouldn't spray down a red primer and then lay greens on top of it, because it's just not going to work. You're going to cancel them out. You're going to create something that's going to look very muddy, right? At least at first, until you build up a huge layer of green on top of it. But if you're looking to help with those undertones and everything like that, and work in really thin layers, then yeah, right? Because I mean, like, oftentimes, like when we're working with canvas, and oftentimes we use white on the canvases, and then oftentimes we'll do like a quick little primer where we'll lay some base color down on top of that, so that it's not a pure white we're working on top of when we begin laying in our colors. So it's not uncommon to have a color underneath when we're laying our base colors, because then our base colors are just that much stronger when we do go lay them down, So, yeah. Jim White, pink primer reminds me of the movie Operation Petticoat. Okay. Job was left nut. Cass, maybe it's pink for the Eldar players. See, I don't get that. Why is it always pink or gay? Why is it always gay for Eldar? I don't get that. Because Eldar are primarily, 50-50. There's oftentimes more females in the army than there are males. So there's a lot of women in the force, as long as men. There's men and women in the force. Space Marines, on the other hand, it's all dudes. It's a sausage fest. Imperial Guard, all dudes. Total sausage fest. Sisters of Battle, it's all girls. Total, I don't know, what is it? What's that? Bun fest? What would be an all chick party? Because all dudes would be a sausage fest. So what's the opposite? What's the opposite? That's the question here, right? What's the opposite of that? What's the opposite of a sausage fest? Because either way, those are total sausage fests. Taco Fest? George says Taco Fest. Jim White says Eldar are happy, right? But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, why is it that the Eldar is gay? Eldar are gay. When they, like, lore and miniatures have men and women in the army. Dark Eldar even men and women in the same army. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't get it. Okay, anybody with younger kids, now's the time to turn the volume down or whatever, but here we go. Okay, so Ruben Matt now says Bun Fest. Matt Hoser says yes. Taco Fest. Ember's Champion says Scissor Fest. Lord Grug says Beaver Dam. Beaver Dam. What? Matt Hoser says Taco Fiesta. Eric Fountain, now you're just making that up. Eric Fountain says it's Tuna Fest. Tuna Fest. Ivan the Alright, opposite of Sausage Fest is a clam bake. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's it. Lewis says this is a Beaver Fest. John was left nut. Saddlebag Fest. Dark Commission Melon Fest. Quirk.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe Quirk knows the answer to this one. What's the opposite of a sausage fest? Okay, like in regards to like it's all a bunch of dudes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a sausage fest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's all girls, what's that? Just spit it out.
Clam chowder.
Clam chowder. You make that up though. Here's the best one. Ivan the Alright says the opposite of sausage fest is a clam bake. I like that one. That's a good one. Yeah, George says a beaver run. Oh, jeez. Dark Commission Melon Fest. Ember's Champion. Eric. Ew. Yeah. Ember's Champion's getting a bit clammy in here. Yeah, it is getting a little bit clammy in here. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so that's where we're at with that. So, yeah. I just don't get it. As far as, Eldar. Eldar. Shut up. That's what I say to anybody that does that kind of crap. Just shut up. Or what was the other one? Oh, Taste the Rainbow. Taste the Rainbow. Shut up. Eldar are gay. Shut up. Space Marines are sausage fest. Tell me gay. Come on. Gay's all same-sex stuff. Eldar are different sexes in there. Lewis, apparently the opposite is Taco Fest. It is a taco. So officially, is that what we're saying? Are we looking for an official answer here? Cass, for once I was only indirectly responsible for this. Yeah, don't worry. We go off the rails all the time, right? But we're finding out stuff though. I mean, because I had no idea. I mean, like is there an official term for it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because sausage fest, I mean, like that's a term that gets used often. It's part of the common vernacular. And so, what's the opposite of it, right? I've never used it, so I've never known if there was one. Because I mean, like, having a whole bunch of girls have a party doesn't seem out of place. Right? Whereas a party with a bunch of dudes, it's a total sausage fest. Right? So, unless of course maybe that's just the male thing, right? Maybe it's just, yeah, maybe that's what it is. Anyway. Eric Fountain, a sausage fest is when you're chilling with like 10 dudes. The opposite, I've always called either Taco Fest or Fish Market. Dark Commission Sister Battle. Pneumatic Hope. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know where you're going with that one. I don't even want to know. But I think, really, I think that's got to stop with the Eldar. Gay. Eldar are gay. That's dumb. Because that's obvious. That obviously means people don't know what gay is. That you know what I mean? So which means that it's little kids. It's little kids saying it, right? Because little kids will say things they don't know what they mean. they think they know what it means, but they don't know what it means, and so little kids will say it. And I think that's where that comes from, because they haven't thought it through. That's what kids don't do. Jabba's Love Nut. Kris, get for the sausage wagon. Jim White, Girls Night Out. Yeah, is that what it's just called? Girls Night Out? When it's all a bunch of girls having a party, right? Girls Night Out. So Sisters of Battle, our Sister of Battle, is that just a Girls Night Out? Is that what it is? Or would everybody get pissed off because we were saying girls? So no, they're not girls. Lewis, attention all passengers. The Kris train has been derailed by a massive clam bake. Yeah, it did. It did. We totally derailed. It was nice, picturesque scenery. We were talking about paints and primers, and we were talking about drilling out gun barrels and what kind of pin vise to get, and get on the topic of clam bakes. Ember's Champion. How the hell did we get into this topic? I don't know. I don't know anymore. Dark Commission. Can you imagine the Sisters of Battle locker room? Anyone seen my lippy? My lippy? What's a lippy? I don't know what a lippy is. Like lipstick? Lippy? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm afraid I don't want to know. Kate Jelly 421. I thought the Guard had women in it, just models that are lacking. Sure, I've read that there are people that only know the actual term since both their dad and mom was in service. Yes. I mean, the Imperial Guard, yes, there should be, women in there. How much women actually serve in the Imperial Guard? I would assume at any rate it would be whatever population was that they recruited from. So like a 50-50. I would assume Imperial Guard would be a 50-50 mix of men and women, right? Because in the 41st millennium, the enemy makes no distinction between man, woman, and child, right? I mean, everybody's in peril. Everybody's in peril. And so, yeah, I'd imagine Imperial Guard just says, yeah, female, okay, whatever. Male, yeah, okay, great. Like, whatever. And, oh, how old are you? 16? Yeah, okay, get it. You know what I mean? Like, they just throw everybody into the meat grinder kind of thing. So, yeah. But the models, yeah, all the models are just dudes. It's all the same dude, apparently. They all look the same. It's all the same dude. Vasily Shimko. As long as true kin is not gay, it's okay. It's not gay. True kin's not gay. Eldar aren't gay. How can they be gay? They're men and women. And we know that they procreate. Very slowly. They're just very reluctant. Dark Commission, does my bum look big in this armor? Right, are these concerns of Sisters of Battle? Does my bum look big in this armor? Vasily Shimko, even if it is, who cares? Who cares? Lewis, lippy is lipstick. Oh, okay. Tucci Kranos, so clam bake sale? Oh, man. Jatham, Geek of Spades. Why can't I find your stream on YouTube? Just wanted to see the chat. Why you can't find it? I don't know. You're not subscribed to me? I don't know. But here I am. Lewis, video title, Kris, homemade clam bake. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever use clam bake in the same way again. Clam bake might be ruined for me, people. It's a total clam bake around here. Jabba's never mind. It's an add-on doing it. Oh, it's an add-on doing it. That's what it is. Oh, Jathan's over on Twitch. Well, you can't find me on Steam. Just go to wayofthebrush.com, and one of the pages, the live shows, it has both links right there on the one page. That's what that means. Right there. It's both links. One page. Twitchy Kratos. Wonder what the banner for the chapter would look like. I don't know. Cass, maybe some Eldar are gay? Who knows? I'm sure there are. Why not, right? Evan Flo. I knew this was coming from Evan Flo. Kris, are you assuming Eldar's sexual preferences? Yeah, I am assuming it. I'm assuming it all. I assume everything. Because you know what happens when you make an assumption? You make an ass of me and umption. Jabba's left at episode 206. Sausage fest or clam bake. You're all welcome here. Oh, that's good too. Oh, I like that one too. Shoot. Oh man. George, is a tank full of female troops called a muffin tin? I don't know, is it? Dark Commission. 40k social justice warrior. You cannot call them clams. You cannot. You cannot call them clams. Why not? If we can call Thingamabobber a sausage, we can't call that a clam? Because it's all about the visual appearance, right? I mean, I don't know. I just feel so bad now for like everybody who's got kids in the room and they're like, oh my god, what the hell are these guys talking about? Yeah, anyway. But we knew we were going to go there. I knew we were going to go there. We kind of had to go there though, because I needed to know the answer. This is what happens when you're on the journey to truth and knowledge, right? Sometimes you go into some uncomfortable places and you're going to hear some things that might not make you comfortable. Doesn't mean it's not true, right? Clam bake. Is that really what it's called? I don't know. What was the other one that was supposed to be called? I can't remember now. But either way, I don't know. Is there even a term for it? Can anybody cite to me any link to where that is used as a term to officially describe that situation? Really, like, you know, can there? Jim White, 8 more minutes to get your jokes in for this week. Cass, they are clearly not shellfish or shaped pork. Clearly not, right? Clearly not. I mean, you have to use your imagination, really. I mean, something that all humans can do. I mean, it's the same reason we can look up at the clouds and see a fluffy bunny, right? We look at others' genitals and go, oh, total sausage. Or wiener. Oh, man. Oh. Dark Commission. Genderized bivalves? Genderized bivalves. Exactly, right? Where does it stop? Where does it stop? Jabba's left nut. Sausage or clam. The path of enlightenment is long. It is. It is. And we're not gonna know these answers unless we ask these important questions. These tough, important questions. We're not gonna know. And that's why it's important to, you know, bounce these ideas back and forth. That's why it's best to have a dialogue. And that's, you know, the world today is not having enough of this dialogue back and forth, you know, and that's unfortunate. You know, we should all just be talking to each other and just trying to figure shit out, you know, like just figure it out. Lewis, search Taco Fest on UD, the Urban Dictionary. Oh, Taco Fest, yeah, that's an actual. Okay, so we're going with Taco Fest as is the official term. Okay. Ebb and flow. The term muffin tin is antiquated and potentially offensive. Nowadays, we prefer a more polite henhouse. I think henhouse is even antiquated, isn't it? I think henhouse is antiquated. Muffin tin sounds like a World War II kind of thing, whereas henhouse sounds more like a 50s, 60s kind of thing. Anyway. Oh, what time we at here? Holy crap, there's only 4 minutes left of this show. Alright, can we get the train back on track here? We got through all the emails, so send me emails because I'm all caught up. I'm completely caught up. So again, 2018 might be Kris's year to stay on top of emails. We're we're on track for it. We're almost halfway through the year, and we're on track. Dark Commission, vegans not allowed. Well, I'm never really too worried about vegans, confronting me about stuff, because they're often a very healthy gray color, and they lack the proper protein amount in their bodies to formulate any kind of muscles. So I'm not really worried about being physically accosted by them. So I'm usually just not too worried about vegans. Vegans not allowed? No. They're allowed. G squared, Chris Bello. I just told my son today that actual conversation is becoming a dying art. Yes, actual conversation is becoming a dying art. It is. That's very 100%. I would agree with that. I'm sure there's some arsehole out there who's probably done a study that shows that it's not, and in fact, more and more people are talking. But are they including everybody, on their cell phones, talking and everything like that? Because that's, are you really truly having a conversation with somebody when you're just, typing words? Sure, for many years, people have been sending letters to each other, pen pals, stuff like that. Everybody's just been talking and, having conversations in that regards. And so is text messaging simply a manifestation of that? Or conversations being that when we are, sitting face to face and talking with somebody and interacting and getting body language and the way we say things, what's that, when somebody says something and like the way they say it, because it doesn't come across in texting, right? Like you could say hello and it's, oh, okay, hello, he's greeting me. And if you to me actually say it to somebody, it's hello, or it's like hello, right? It's all in the way they say it. So conversation, the art of conversation. Or is everybody just going to be just talking and texting to each other all the time, What's it going to be? Don't know. Evan Flo, Kris, them's just jokes. Wait, those were just jokes? Cass Liguri, clams and sausages are not vegan. Rogaldor. Lewis, what about vegan sausage? What about vegan sausages? Like sausage made of vegans? Lewis, what would it be made of? Vegans. Grim, the inflection. Yes, the inflection. That's it. The inflection of when we're talking. What I mean? Like, because when we text each other, it's like, blah, 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 blah. But what I mean? Like, you immediately don't perceive anything behind the words, right? It's just a straight sentence. You take it at its face value. But was the person angry? Was the person happy? Was the person sad? You know what I mean? And so you don't have enough input to make a proper assessment of that statement that you just read from a person, in regards to whatever kind of conversation you're having. You're not having a true conversation, I suppose. Ghost Star Red Lux. Tone? Yeah, tone. Tone's the other one. Yeah, tone. Evan Flo, tofu, textured vegetable protein. I don't know, but vegan food can be pretty tasty, actually. Yes, it can be. Vegan food can be kind of tasty. I had, what was it, a vegan pizza. And it was tasty as hell. It was good. I enjoyed it. But, no thanks. I wouldn't want to close myself off to one particular thing when this whole world has so much to offer. Why would you just arbitrarily just choose to stop eating some particular thing. If it's a political statement, how often do a political statement infest your actual thoughts and your mannerisms and how you consume food? And you know what I mean? Like, oftentimes when you have that separation from it is because you have no connection to your food. Now, I've hunted since I was a small child. I know where meat comes from. I've skinned and killed and gutted animals. I've covered myself in the blood. Hunted them in winter, summer, fall. Had these animals, walked many, many miles for these animals. And also the little berries and stuff like that I ate along the way. And just lived, you know? And I think that's what's missing in the world, is that people are disconnected from where the food comes from. And so when you see these animals in the slaughterhouse and stuff like that, yes, it does seem rather inhumane and awful and gross and tragic. And it is. Because our lives are kind of tragic. But that doesn't mean it's not necessary for everybody to live. Right? So, anyway. Lewis, have never tried vegan, but couldn't live without my daily dead animal intake. Exactly. Cass, I live next to a beef farm, so it's a meat for dinner here. Ghost Starman Deluxe, as a carnivore, I will say the corn chicken is about as good as the real deal. Yes. No, you know what beats chicken's ass every day? You know what beats chicken's ass every day? Is partridge. Pure white meat, naturally occurring white meat. And partridge, when you get them in the fall, all they're eating is berries and raspberries and blackberries, and the meat is sweet. It's sweet. The best. Cass, getting back on topic, what is the best diet for mini painting? You know what? Best diet, I would say, is anything that keeps you from, if you're the kind of person who experiences like the shakes when they get hungry, like you get hangry and stuff like that, anything that keeps you in like that level where you don't feel hungry, I would avoid a lot of caffeine, stuff like that, because that's going to make you jittery and anxious and, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So I'd avoid a lot of that. That's really about it. Otherwise, just try to eat healthy and get plenty of sleep. Whoa. Todd, we forgot to talk about Fight Club. You don't talk about Fight Club. Java's I'm not Chris. Can we see in the next quick tip how to skin an animal? We could. I could just go plug one of the squirrels in the back and show that on a quick tip. Just have my desk covered in blood. Scalpel open the squirrel. Oh man. Okay. Oh man, we're 4 minutes after. Okay, so we're done. We're done for the day. We can't go any further off topic and off the rails than we've done today, which wasn't too bad. And I think we got to the truth about certain things. If you're brand new to this hobby, commission painter, or you just want to show off what you're working on, send your emails to Kris@miniwargaming.com. It's in the description below. And of course, if you're sending pictures, send them as attachments in the email. Because don't send me links to go off to like Imager or any other third-party site or whatever, because they got advertisings and it's annoying. Just don't do it to me, please. And of course, you can always join us on waytherush.com, where we have links to Discord, where you can post. We have a work in progress gallery in the Discord channel. You're free to join us there and talk it up. And I'm on it all day long, 7 days a week. I'm on that thing all day long. So that's really, if you want to strike up a conversation, that's really one of the best places to talk it up. Of course, I have the Instagram, the Twitters, and the Facebook page, Way the Rush. It's all off links off waytherush.com. Of course, also to the Monkey Shrine. Anybody who's purchased Way the Rush shirts, which is on the site as well, helps the cause, and of course helps you look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this miniature painting world. And it's stylish. I like this. This is probably one of my favorite shirts in my arsenal right now. Arsenal? Yeah, armory, whatever. Yeah. So, and of course, patrons. Want to always thank my patrons for supporting me. And of course, if you're considering being a patron, I only ever charge for Way the Brush episodes. So it's basically only like $4 a month. It's one episode one episode a week. And yeah, I do produce other videos like, game nights and paint nights and showcase videos and just a tip and what else? Don't know. Anyway, but I only ever charge for the Way the Brush just because. Oh, and of course, our if you become a patron member, you'll be part of a secret monkey gathering every 2 weeks. But don't tell anybody. So, anyway. Was that it? I think that was it. That was everything, right? Anything else? Any last words of wisdom? The G squared, don't tempt us to get off the rails. Aaron Furman, blood for the blood god much, Kris? Blood for the blood god. Blood for the blood god, yes. And you know what? I haven't gone hunting in a while, and when it gets around fall, yeah, I start to get kind of antsy. I feel like I should be out in the woods for like a couple days, stalking a deer. You do miss it. You do miss it. Anyway. All right, I'm going to take off now. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Go enjoy whatever sunlight's out there and, have fun. Or sit in the basement and paint miniatures all day. Either way, chill out, relax, have fun. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you guys next week. Next week? Yeah, next week. Next week. Maybe. Gosh, if I don't make it out of bed or anything like that.